Welcome to the Mount Rushmore of everything.
Mount Rushmore of everything!
Yep. So today, we are talking about DC heroes. And I, personally, have 3 non-negotiables. How many do you have?
I have 3 non-negotiables, yes.
Interesting. I bet we have the same 3.
We have the same, probably.
Non-negotiables.
Because those were very easy to come up with.
I thought so. The 4th one, I spent more time figuring out the 4th one than all 3 of the first 3 combined.
Let's open with my first hero. Let me be your hero.
Enrique!
Enrique Iglesias. So, first one, it's obvious, is DC. And you see, like in their movies, when they start, is the first one probably that starts. The whole, how like the Marvel had the little book and DC had all the different scenes. So I'm going to go with Mr. Kal-El himself, Clark Kent, aka Superman. He's my man.
It's hard not to start with him. He almost started the superhero genre. When I was going back and looking through the history of superheroes, I didn't realize, I knew he was towards the beginning, but I didn't realize how much, there were some comic books before him, but, the term superhero very much comes from after him. Yeah. Almost to the point that superhero is named at, Superman. That's where superhero came from, which was interesting to me, because it actually makes a ton of sense once you learn it, but I did not know that. Came out in 1938, I believe it was. So he is one of the OG. He is pretty much the OG, as I said, with the superhero term. And of course, he maintained his incredible popularity all the way through the 90s, where he finally lost his place as the most popular hero. But to be the most popular hero for that long is just incredible. Yeah. And of course, he's still wildly popular. He is in the Trinity for DC. Yeah. So it's hard to go wrong with Superman.
Yeah, indeed. So that's it. And you shall agree with us in that one.
Yes, because it is a non-negotiable. There's nothing to negotiate. Because it's so clearly right, you couldn't possibly disagree with it unless you were a crazy person. Yeah. If you're a crazy person, sorry. So, number 2. Another non-negotiable. I was actually going to say Superman first as well, even though we don't rank them. So I'm glad you did, because it allows me to say Batman. Okay. Because Batman is actually cool and deserves to be there, not only because he deserves to be there like Superman does, but he is also super cool, and he would also be in my top 4, because Batman is awesome. Batman has been, for the most part, consistently the most popular superhero since the 90s. I mentioned that is when Superman finally fell off as the most popular. A certain Marvel hero is the other one that competes with Batman now, but for the most part, it's always a 2-horse race between an unnamed Marvel hero and Batman. And fun fact that sort of combines the thoughts on Batman and Superman. 56% of all DC movies made are either a Batman or Superman movie, and that is not counting the Catwoman movie, the Joker movie, and or Lego Batman movie. That's not counting any of those movies. Even taking all of those out, only the true Batman or Superman movies, they make up 56% of all DC movies.
Wow.
Which shows just how dominant they are over everybody else.
I like... Even you think superheroes, that's where your mind goes almost immediately. I mean, I know Marvel has had a lot of influence in the last years, but, you can't help but think Superman or Batman.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
For sure.
They're debatably the 2 most iconic heroes, period. Yeah. Much less of just DC. Also of note, Batman, of course, is in the Trinity for DC. Since we threw in that Superman is in there. Batman is also in there. So, of course.
What does DC stand for?
Detective Comics.
Oh, that's right. Detective Comics.
Also of note, when it comes to Rogues Gallery, Batman is far and away the number 1 for DC. I would argue he's probably number 2 for all superheroes, but he is certainly number 1 for DC, and arguably number 1 overall. Further cementing his place. And without him, we wouldn't have the Joker, which is also worth some bonus points.
Yeah. It's hard not to think of all the villains that Batman has.
Oh, yeah. There's so many.
Penguin, Catwoman, Scarecrow,
The Riddler.
the Riddler,
Ra's al Ghul. Deathstroke came from there.
Poison Ivy,
Poison Ivy. Yep.
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze, yep. You can name so many. I'm not even a comic book guy, but yeah, I can name all these. Clayface, I think.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not like not a comic guy, but like I'm
See if
not
you can
a
come
comic
up
guy either.
with 5 in a row that you can say right like that.
For
with
anybody
any other
else,
superhero.
can't do it.
You can.
Spider-Man. I could do it for Spider-Man.
Probably.
I definitely could do it for Spider-Man. And I definitely could not do it for anybody
Yeah.
else. I know I could for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I
Sure.
probably can.
Yeah.
But even with Superman, I might have a little bit of a harder time.
I could probably name 10 for Batman and 10 for Spider-Man before I could name 5 for anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
That is how deep their rogues gallery is compared.
All right, we have to try that when we're done. And see if we
We'll
can.
have to see if we can do that.
You should do that at home
So
too. Sounds like a fun little
it does
game.
sound like a little fun little exercise. So we are in full agreement on our first 2 non-negotiables.
Yes.
Give us our third non-negotiable.
Wonder Woman! Wonder Woman! There you go.
I love the choice. Don't love the whatever just happened.
That's what she
with it.
does! Come on!
She does that? She
Yes,
just
she
goes
does
around going, Wonder Woman!
Well, no, that's the theme that she, like, there's
is
a
that the old
chorus-
cartoon?
No, the Linda Carter show.
Wow.
Yeah.
All I can imagine is like that pow box with Wonder Woman. You know what I mean? Like paws on the pow and Wonder Woman.
She didn't actually have that in the show, but I was a big fan of the show.
It has to be on the non-negotiables. And
Yes.
it has to be on the list. It's the third of the Trinity that I keep mentioning. So we're finally done with the Trinity for all you people who's like, oh, drop the Trinity thing. But there's a reason for that. DC knows that, like, she is their third cornerstone, if you will, the cornerstone content of their stuff. It's Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. She's by far and away the most popular female superhero. I mean, like, after her is a huge drop-off to who else? Who else is there?
Well, there are some that have been rising in the last years.
Sure.
You know, like someone would say, like, if you can ask them, you can say, well, Black Widow, for example.
Yeah, but nobody knew about her before the movies. Again, comic book nerds, forgive me. When I say nobody, I mean nobody outside of the niche.
Yeah,
that's like me saying, like, nobody knew Ahsoka Tano. That's true if you're not if you're not a Star Wars person, you're like Ahsoka Tano. Who's that? Yeah. If you're a Star Wars person like me, you're like, oh, Ahsoka, I love her. Yeah. You better love her because she's amazing. But similar idea.
She is cool, man.
She is so good. But we're not talking about that today. But anyway, Wonder Woman. Yeah, she's by far most popular female one. Oh, we certainly earned some bonus points. Aside from also being on the Trinity, being an extremely powerful member of the Justice League. She is arguably, she's in that highest tier of power for superheroes in DC with Superman and also with Martian Manhunter, who I didn't realize just how overpowered he was until I was looking into a bunch of DC heroes. He is crazy overpowered. He's apparently like clearly more powerful than Superman, which is
that
weird because he
much?
would. Yeah. I was reading up on it and I'm like, oh,
wow,
he's ridiculous.
Huh.
Also of note, I looked up if you go to DC's website, they have like a who's who, and in the first row they have, I believe it's 6 heroes, and of course our 3 so far are there. Our 3 so far are there.
Okay.
And we'll see if both of our 4ths are on there. So this 4th one I thought was the most interesting of a decision. I thought to myself, there's the clear 3. They're my non-negotiables. Nobody's going to disagree with this. But for this 4th one, who can I usher in? There's really only, 3 or 4 options that I think deserve that spot, including, especially if you look at, was it 6 there?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at those 6, it has to be one of those.
Yeah.
So I thought it's basically a
which one did you pick? It's basically
we'll see. It's basically a 3-horse race, in my opinion. I think there's 3 worthy ones to choose. You could choose any of these 3. And that is The Flash, Aquaman, and
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern was the other one. And I quit Green Lantern off real fast because I'm like, they can't even make a decent movie with Green Lantern. Nobody recently likes Green Lantern.
No.
There's no show for Green Lantern. There's not much there. And then I thought, Aquaman, yeah, I could see that. But as a kid, I always thought, Aquaman's kind of dumb. He just got cool recently. But you
So
know
who do
who
you
I
go
always
with?
thought was kind of cool?
No.
The Flash.
Really?
I'm going with the
Me
Flash.
too, man.
Yeah.
So
Let's go.
Yeah. Now we're back. We're back on it.
Yeah, we're good. 4 for 4. It's not
4
often
for
that we go 4 for 4
Yes,
anymore.
yes.
It was a first, but yeah.
I also thought my thought was between Aquaman and the Flash, and I think
for sure
it's gonna be silly, but I just personally like the Flash better.
Yeah, and it's just more iconic. Like when I look back, right? Because a part of the Mount Rushmore, we have to think through. Okay, iconic. Remove yourself as much as possible. You have to look at the two, right? You have to get into the niche a little bit, and then you also need to back off. Mm-hmm. And both perspectives are valid, but you need to kind of find it in the middle. And I think when you zoom in, it's very acceptable to choose the Flash or Aquaman or even Green Lantern, perhaps. Cyborg, not so sure, but he's on their list.
It's on their list, but it seems like he's a little newer.
Yeah, and to me, I just see him as the Teen Titans guy.
Yes.
Which may be inaccurate, but anyway, so you got to zoom in and then you got to back out. And I thought, well, as a kid, I definitely knew who Batman was. Definitely knew who Superman was. I knew who Wonder Woman was, and I definitely knew who the Flash was. I watched Justice League, but I don't even remember Aquaman. So he must have been really lame in it or something.
He was really cool in the movies. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
That was probably my favorite moment of the whole movie, and I waited because I had seen the trailer.
Oh, I'm sure he's cool in the movie. It's Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just awesome. He's so cool. Yeah, and so the Flash was just one that stuck out to me that, like, everybody knows the Flash. Like, the Flash t-shirt, like, Sheldon in The Big Bang Theory wears a lot of superhero t-shirts. But what sticks out to me is the Flash one. He also does a Green Lantern one, I know. And I'm sure he does Superman one or Batman one. It seemed, but I can't picture him in them. But like the Flash is one that seems to transcend the niche a little bit more. Most people know that, like my wife, I'm sure if I went home and said the Flash, she would have known that years ago even, who the Flash was. Whereas I think the movie for Aquaman is probably what ushered that in. And Green Lantern is the one that I feel like lots of people like to try to forget.
Well, it seems like the ones that knew him, Aquaman, they kind of resented him. Like, they always made fun of him, it seems.
Yeah.
Like, what's your power?
Yeah, what do you even do? What would you say you do here? Whereas the Flash, and the Flash has like important timelines and it changes the timeline stuff, and his power's memorable too. Like with that, what do you even do here with the Aquaman? Like I'm not even fully sure what Aquaman's powers are. Like I know you were joking, but I legitimately don't. I know what the Flash's powers. Yes, and it's not just because I watched the TV show, like which I don't anymore, but I did for the first 2 seasons or so. But even before the Flash show, I definitely knew who the Flash was and what he did, as compared to, say, like a Green Arrow. So let us know. Do you agree with both of us on these 4? Do you agree that Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and the Flash deserve to be on the Mount Rushmore of DC heroes? Let us know in the comments. Tell us if you think we're right. If you think we're wrong, let us know what your 4 is. Let us know why you picked your 4. Also, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like. If you didn't enjoy the video, just click off of this video. Go watch something else. I hope you have a great day, even if you didn't like our stuff. But if you did, be sure to subscribe. Click that little notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. That way, we can continue to talk to you. Until next time. That was a much better wrap-up.
That was nice. Very, very proper.
Yes, it was good. I felt good about that one. I'm like, all right, good.